Welcome to Passion Travel. Explore world street food, captivating vlogs, and inspiring journeys with us. Subscribe to experience adventure in every video. Grilled beef kebabs, brochettes de bœuf grillé. Tender beef cubes marinated in spices and grilled on skewers, juicy and delicious. Here's a simple recipe for grilled beef kebabs, along with its ingredients. Ingredients: 500 gram beef sirloin or tenderloin, cut into 1-inch cubes, 1 large onion, cut into chunks, 1 bell pepper, red, green, or yellow, cut into chunks, 8 10 cherry tomatoes, wooden skewers soaked in water for at least 30 minutes, salt and pepper to taste, olive oil for brushing instructions. If using wooden skewers, soak them in water for at least 30 minutes to prevent them from burning on the grill. Season the beef cubes with salt and pepper and let them marinate for at least 30 minutes to enhance the flavor. Prepare the vegetables by cutting the onion and bell pepper into chunks. Preheat the grill to medium-high heat. Thread the marinated beef cubes onto the skewers, alternating with pieces of onion, bell pepper, and cherry tomatoes. Brush the assembled kebabs with olive oil to prevent sticking and enhance flavor. Place the kebabs on the preheated grill and cook for about 8 to 10 minutes, turning occasionally until the beef is cooked to your desired level of doneness and the vegetables are tender and slightly charred. Remove the kebabs from the grill and let them rest for a few minutes before serving. Serve the grilled beef kebabs hot as a delicious appetizer or main dish, accompanied by your favorite side dishes. Fried potato chips, chips de pomme de terre. Thinly sliced potatoes, fried until crispy and golden, a classic snack. Here's a simple recipe for making fried potato chips. Ingredients: potatoes. Choose a variety suitable for frying, such as russet potatoes. Vegetable oil for frying. Salt to taste. Instructions: wash the potatoes thoroughly to remove any dirt or debris. Peel the potatoes if desired, although leaving the skins on can add extra texture and flavor to the chips. Using a sharp knife or a mandolin slicer, slice the potatoes thinly and evenly. Aim for slices around 1/8-inch thick. You can also use a crinkle cutter for a more decorative edge. Place the potato slices in a bowl of cold water and let them soak for about 30 minutes. This helps remove excess starch and prevents the chips from sticking together during frying. After soaking, drain the potato slices and pat them dry with paper towels to remove any excess moisture. Heat vegetable oil in a deep fryer or a large heavy-bottomed pot to 175 degrees. Make sure there's enough oil to fully submerge the potato slices. Carefully add the potato slices to the hot oil in batches, making sure not to overcrowd the fryer or pot. Fry the chips for about 3-4 minutes or until they are golden brown and crispy. Use a slotted spoon or a spider skimmer to remove the chips from the oil and transfer them to a plate lined with paper towels to drain any excess oil. While the chips are still hot, sprinkle them with salt to taste. You can also season them with other spices or herbs if desired, such as paprika, garlic powder, or rosemary. Repeat the frying process with the remaining potato slices until all the chips are cooked. Allow the chips to cool slightly before serving. Enjoy your homemade fried potato chips as a delicious snack or side dish. Grilled chicken wings. Ailes de poulet grillés. Chicken wings marinated in spices and grilled to perfection, juicy and flavorful. Grilled chicken wings are a classic favorite for gatherings, parties, or simply a delicious meal. Here's a simple recipe to make some tasty grilled chicken wings. Ingredients: 2 pounds chicken wings, 2 tablespoons olive oil, salt and pepper. To taste your favorite barbecue sauce or marinade, optional. Instructions: preheat your grill to medium-high heat. Make sure the grill grates are clean and lightly oiled to prevent sticking. In a large bowl, toss the chicken wings with olive oil, salt, and pepper until evenly coated. You can also add your favorite barbecue sauce or marinade at this point for extra flavor. Let the wings marinate for about 30 minutes to an hour in the refrigerator if time allows. Once the grill is hot, place the chicken wings on the grill grates. Arrange them in a single layer to ensure even cooking. Grill the wings for about 15-20 minutes, flipping occasionally with tongs to cook them evenly on all sides. The wings are done when they are golden brown and the internal temperature reaches 165°, 75 kmt. Optional. During the last few minutes of grilling, you can baste the wings with additional barbecue sauce or marinade for a sticky, flavorful glaze. Once the wings are cooked through and nicely charred, remove them from the grill and transfer to a serving platter. Let the wings rest for a few minutes before serving to allow the juices to redistribute. Serve your grilled chicken wings hot with your favorite dipping sauce, such as ranch dressing, blue cheese dressing, or barbecue sauce, and enjoy. Stuffed eggplant, aubergine farcie. Eggplants stuffed with a flavorful mixture of meat, vegetables, and spices, then roasted until tender. Stuffed eggplant, also known as eggplant boats, is a delicious and versatile dish that can be filled with various ingredients like rice, vegetables, meat, or cheese. Here's a basic recipe for stuffed eggplant. Ingredients: 2 large eggplants, 1 tablespoon olive oil, 1 onion, finely chopped, 2 cloves garlic, minced 1 bell pepper, diced 1 zucchini, diced 1 cup cooked rice. You can use white, brown, or wild rice. 1 cup diced tomatoes, canned or fresh. 1 teaspoon dried oregano. 1 teaspoon dried basil. Salt and pepper to taste. 1 to 2 cup grated Parmesan cheese, optional. Fresh parsley or basil for garnish, optional. Instructions: preheat your oven to 375°, 190°C. Cut the eggplants in half lengthwise. Scoop out the flesh from each half, leaving about a 1-2 inch thick shell. Chop the scooped out flesh and set aside. Place the eggplant halves on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper or aluminum foil. Brush the inside of each eggplant half with olive oil and season with salt and pepper. Bake in the preheated oven for about 15 to 20 minutes or until the eggplant halves are tender but still hold their shape. While the eggplant halves are baking, heat olive oil in a large skillet over medium heat. Add the chopped onion and garlic and sauté until softened and fragrant, about 2-3 minutes. Add the diced bell pepper, zucchini, and chopped eggplant flesh to the skillet. Cook, stirring occasionally until the vegetables are tender, about 5 to 7 minutes. Stir in the cooked rice, diced tomatoes, dried oregano, dried basil, salt, and pepper. Cook for an additional 2 to 3 minutes to allow the flavors to meld together. Remove the eggplant halves from the oven. Spoon the vegetable and rice mixture evenly into each eggplant half, pressing down gently to pack the filling. If desired, sprinkle grated Parmesan cheese over the stuffed eggplants for added flavor. Return the stuffed eggplants to the oven and bake for another 15 to 20 minutes, or until the filling is heated through and the cheese is melted and bubbly. Remove the stuffed eggplants from the oven and garnish with fresh parsley or basil if desired. Serve the stuffed eggplants hot as a delicious and satisfying main dish or side dish. Enjoy. Fried donuts, beignets. Light and fluffy donuts, often dusted with powdered sugar. Fried donuts are a classic treat, loved by many for their fluffy texture and sweet flavor. Here's a simple recipe to make homemade fried donuts. Ingredients: for the donuts, 2 1/4 teaspoons, 1 packet, active dry yeast, 1/4 cup warm water, about 110° F/45° C, 3/4 cup warm milk, about 110° F/45° C, 1/4 cup granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon salt, 1/4 cup unsalted butter, melted 2 large eggs, 4 cups all-purpose flour, plus extra for dusting for frying, vegetable oil for frying for the glaze, optional, 2 cups powdered sugar, 1/4 cup milk, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract instructions. In a small bowl, dissolve the yeast in warm water. Let it sit for about 5 minutes until foamy. In a large mixing bowl, or the bowl of a stand mixer fitted with a dough hook, combine the warm milk, granulated sugar, salt, melted butter, eggs, and activated yeast mixture. Mix until well combined. Gradually add the flour to the wet ingredients, mixing until a soft dough forms. Turn the dough out onto a lightly floured surface and knead it for about 5-7 minutes, or until it becomes smooth and elastic. If using a stand mixer, knead the dough with the dough hook attachment on low speed for the same amount of time. Place the dough in a greased bowl, cover it with a clean kitchen towel or plastic wrap, and let it rise in a warm, draft-free place for about 1-2 hours, or until doubled in size. Once the dough has risen, gently punch it down to release the air bubbles. Turn it out onto a lightly floured surface and roll it out to about 1-2 inch thickness. Using a donut cutter or 2 round cookie cutters, 1 large and 1 small, cut out donuts from the dough. Place the donuts on a lightly floured baking sheet. Cover them with a clean kitchen towel and let them rise for another 30 minutes to 1 hour. While the donuts are rising, heat vegetable oil in a deep fryer or large pot to 350 degree F, 175 degrees C. Carefully add the donuts to the hot oil, a few at a time, making sure not to overcrowd the pot. Fry the donuts for about 1-2 minutes per side, or until they are golden brown and cooked through. Once fried, remove the donuts from the oil using a slotted spoon and transfer them to a wire rack lined with paper towels to drain excess oil. If desired, prepare the glaze by whisking together powdered sugar, milk, and vanilla extract until smooth. Dip each donut into